See, working with your inner child. Okay, now this is not a one-time exercise. It is not something that you can learn in a workshop and then think that you have mastered it. It's something that needs to be practiced every day. And every day that you do inner child work, you get closer and closer to the inner child. So the beliefs that we have learned when we were little, that we picked up from our elders, from our parents, are inside the child within us now, which we refer to as the subconscious mind. If our parents had rigid ideas, they had certain things that they were very clearly happy about or sad about, angry about or joyful about, then these are those very things that today stop us from either doing things or encourage us from doing certain things. So our child inside is probably still following the rules that were set for us by our elders, by the institutes we learned from. And if we continue to pick on ourselves for every mistake, you continue to put pressure on yourself, you continue to be harsh on yourself, and by the way, all this is happening unconsciously. Because if you ask someone consciously, every time I take a session, I ask them, the first question is, do you love yourself? And are you happy with yourself? And everybody inevitably says a yes. But when you take them through the session, you realize that actually they are pretty tough on themselves. But they are not even aware of it. So it's very scary for your inner child, to wake up in the morning. And I think that is the greatest problem. We don't wake up very happy. Our inner child is usually always afraid. See, if you have an important meeting or you have some important interview to crack, the first thing that the child feels is fright early in the morning as you wake up. And the child literally is thinking, oh my God, what is she going to tell me to do? Which is she, which is the you. Okay, so imagine every morning your inner child is actually worried. What could you be telling? What could you be telling them? Just like we were afraid, no? If we made a mistake or if we had something important, an examination, we were very afraid. What would my parents say? What would happen today? Whether I would pass or not, whether I would crack the exam or not. So these very things are being also felt by your inner child today. And therefore, all the fear that you feel, those butterflies in the stomach, the discomfort in the body, some of us, get into a sweat, some of us will start panicking and heart will start beating very fast. All of these are signs that your inner child is scared, your inner child is afraid. And therefore, we must realize that if we are to change this pattern, we have to work with our inner child. And the first thing I would say is willingness to forgive is very important, because my experience tells me there is always someone you need to forgive. So teach the child how to forgive. See, the child is only going to follow you. If you forgive others, the child will start to let go of guilt, resentment, and start forgiving itself. So you cannot establish a good relationship with your inner child if you continue to have problems with others. Okay? So ask yourself, who is it that you need to forgive? See, working with your inner child.